What's up, everybody? All right, here we go. So, tonight is the first time for the FTS series. I just met this gentleman recently in a group called Find a Guest, Need a Guest, Be a Guest on YouTube for podcasters. He is the host of the podcast Autism Rocks and Rolls. Here's his website, autismrocksandrolls.com. Let's bring him on. Here's his story. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam Mitchell.
Hey everybody, thanks for having me on again. Good to be here.
What up, Sam?
What up?
Hey, hopefully we have a little better luck this time, yeah?
Yeah, I'm keen on that.
We tried doing this earlier today, y'all, and it just jacked us like crazy. It just really screwed with the I don't know if it was our signals or what. So we're going to start this thing from scratch. Well, like before, Sam, why don't you do a short intro about yourself?
All right, that's what I do. My name is Sam Mitchell, first of all. And I run a podcast called Autism Rocks and Rolls. It's a podcast about autism and how we cope with daily struggles that you may or may not understand. Through the podcast, it's grown so much. I develop sponsors, a board of 6. I do events in Indianapolis, where I'm from, and I do motivational speaking services. I've spoken all the way to the top in Canada, to the bomb south in Orlando. I have a lot of irons in the fire, such as educational modules and curriculum for emergency workers and HR workers as well.
Had a bit of bleed over there. Yeah, man, this has been one. Yeah, because I was saying something before I brought you on, Sam. I was telling him we found each other through the podcasters be a guest, need a guest Facebook page. So unlike the people that have been on the FTS series so far, you're the first one that I haven't done a show with yet. So this is new territory for me.
Yep. Hey, sometimes new is the best one, man. It's the best way to go sometimes.
That's how I figure. All righty. So let's talk. Let's get a little bit about you before we get into the credits and everything. Where are you? Where are you originally from, and where are you living now, Sam?
Indiana, man, born and bred here.
Yeah. And okay, so let's see. Now you were saying when we talked earlier, you were saying you were diagnosed at what age?
I was diagnosed with autism at 4, and I showed the classic symptoms, so like repetitive interest and restricted behavior. Oh, flipped it around, excuse me. Restricted interest and repetitive behaviors. I didn't have eye contact. It was just classic symptoms, man.
Man. And okay, we're kind of rehashing because we had to start over. What got you into podcasting?
Well, it started when I joined my high school's media club, and brother, I just fell in love with the podcasting, and it just clicked with me because a lot of things in this world don't click with me. But that was one of the few things that did. And instead of waiting till college to expand my skills, I decided to start a little early and expand my skills by creating my own podcast.
Which is pretty cool. I give you a lot of credit starting out that early. So talk about autism rock and roll. What all happens on there? Is it just you? Do you have guests? What kind of topics do you?
Yeah, I've had guests. So I've interviewed several professional wrestlers. I know you showed me your shirt earlier, so again, Siento Minto again. But anyway, yep, and that too. I don't have the belt on me anymore. I've lost it to Randy Orton.
This is a Christmas
RKO'd me. No, I'm kidding. But anyway. I've had lots of wrestlers on, so I've had Mick Foley, Al Snow, RVD, Buff Bagwell, Kane, Victoria, Jake the Snake, Bill DeMond, Muhammad Hassan. And the list could probably go on and on, but those are several. We've also had America's Got Talent contestants, American Idol contestants, Britain's Got Talent contestants, actresses, comedians. The list varies, but then also sometimes I'll talk about behaviors that come with being on the autism spectrum, or sometimes I'll compare something to autism that is one of my hobbies, which is my latest one, actually. I've compared one of my favorite childhood shows growing up, Total Drama, to autism.
That's an interesting take.
Yeah, it was a 6-part special, so definitely feel free to check out one of the parts.
Yeah, I subbed to the YouTube while we were waiting for the systems to reboot.
But oh yeah, it's a good system. It's a good YouTube channel. It has a lot of downloads, especially my Hijack series. It's a spin-off series where it's a virtual TED Talk, and then after they do their talk, I usually have follow-up questions, and it turns to an interview. Pretty cool.
And speaking of TED Talk, you did one at one point.
I did. A couple people nominated me. It had to be done virtually because of the COVID pandemic, but still qualified as a TEDx talk. It's called Soul Structure. Is why those on a spectrum need structure, because this world can be so unpredictable sometimes. And from what I know, before I got the privilege to do it, a couple people who shall remain nameless because I don't know who did, actually nominated me.
That's pretty cool. Let's see. I'm gonna try to link the TED Talk on here. So hold on one second. Still getting used to doing this solo on my end.
As there sometimes, hey, you gotta take a little time and extra time. That's what it believes in. Sometimes I'd rather prefer quality over quantity. And there you go.
Yep. And for those that are watching the live stream, punch it up here real quick. Oh, come on. Messenger's being a brat.
Don't worry. Sometimes technology, you gotta love it some days.
Yeah, some days. Oh, for the love of Michael. There we go. Oh,
yep, that's exactly
it. Can't get the print to show up too great, but that's the one. That's the link on the screen. I'll also put the link on the link will be on the Facebook listing, and I'll try to put it on the YouTube once I upload the episode, probably in the next couple of days. And speaking of links, there's your pod.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. So, what do you when you're not doing talks and the pod? What kind of things are you into, Sam?
Well, I can tell you one thing. Professional wrestling is one thing, as I mentioned. I started a part-time job at Goodwill to pay rent, so that's a new adventure I'm going on. I'm also a big traveler for work and vacations. We just got back, actually, very recently, last month from Hawaii. And
oh, you lucky dog.
I know. It was fun. I got to swim with sharks because I'm nuts. And
better you than me, Holmes.
Yeah. And then I'm also a big
I'll swim with dolphins, but I don't know about.
Roadhouse is one of my favorites for sure. Ski.
Yeah, I'd swim with dolphins, but I don't know. I don't know about sharks so much.
Well, don't worry. I was in a shark cage, so they couldn't get to me too much. Well.
Yeah, lucky for you.
I know. Thank God they didn't strand me out and see. I wouldn't have done it if that was the case.
You got some serious guts, amigo.
I do. What can I say? You live once. You might as well do something with it. Or something with your kahuna.
There you go. Now, the quotes from the post that you put in the group, I want to share them real quick, and then I want you to talk on them a little bit. One was, "I'm not broken. I don't need fixed. There's no normal in this world."
Right. I firmly believe there's no normal, because we're made that where it's not fair. They're really mean, because in my eyes, what you're doing that's making you happy is truly the definition of normal. It may look a little different for everybody else, but you know what? They're happy. That's all that should matter.
Facts. And the other one is I embrace who I am and feel as though everyone should do the same.
Yep, everyone should embrace themselves and not people please, because I people pleased for 16 years. And brother, personally, that did not work for me. I tried it, went up to the kaploopy hole, failed, and I did what I wanted to do without making anyone really happy. Worked for me. I know it sounds kind of jerkish, but I'll be honest, it's worked.
I think you're dead on, and I think both of them kind of fit every type of lifestyle, whether you have an issue or different ability or not. Whether both of them kind of fit all of us in our own way. We all have things that make us unique. We just rather than run from them, we got to celebrate them.
Yeah, man. We really do. I mean, I think creative and out of the box, does it kick me in the butt when it comes to social cues? Yeah. But I wouldn't have it any other way, because the way I think, I'd rather much have that than work on social cues 24/7. And I don't do the best with it, but with a lot of therapy and speech therapy and a lot of help from parents, I raised it decently. It's probably at the level of a B or a C. Versus before, it was at a D or an F.
Yeah, I heard that. Trust me, I've got challenges that boggle even me a lot of the time. So, we kind of gel where that's concerned. Having having made the mistake of trying to people please and then just saying basically F it. So
Yeah.
It's how I am. Take it or leave it.
Exactly.
But so how long has the pod been going? How many years now?
The podcast wise has been going on since October 2019. With the nonprofit, because of the pandemic, it technically started in 2021. But when we got our documents, it was in 2020. But that was bad timing, because you know what happened in 2020.
COVID,
and shut the world down. Unfortunately, missed a lot of chances to grow during that year.
So the pod's coming up on 7 years, and the nonprofit's coming up on 5 or 6.
Yes, sir. If you can do the math right, trust me, I can't do math. You're better on your own with that one.
Talk about the nonprofit a little bit.
All right. Well, the nonprofit wise, it's just I get to do events and speaking engagements while having a lot of irons in the fire and projects that allow me to be an entrepreneur and make some money and sell T-shirts. Not like this one I'm wearing right now, but I do have a.
I like that, by the way. I was going to tell you that was cool.
Thank you. This was one of the very early shirts. I'm surprised I still have it. It didn't wrinkle out on me, but I still got it. But we got a new design. I would give it to you if I was close by, but unfortunately I'm not. I'm not going back in the house to get it. But I'll give you a little good description of it. It has an infinity symbol with a guitar on it. Someone else made the design initially for one of the reward shirts that I do, where you enter a surprise competition and you get the shirt. I know it's not a surprise anymore because I just spoiled it, but I'll keep it a secret on how to enter it. But with that design in particular, it grew on so much that we designed our own shirts with it and kept it. Now instead of being purple, it's just gray with an infinity symbol and a guitar hanging down.
Speaking of art, this was how Sam. I mentioned it a couple times, and I keep getting the name wrong. It's the Need a Guest Facebook group for podcasters. This is the artwork that Sam put on his post when I found him.
Yep, I'll be honest. Excuse me. Yep, I'll be honest. It was AI. I got a friend that literally put it in ChatGPT, and that was the artwork that came out. If you ask me, because
that looks awesome, dude. I gotta say.
Yeah, if you ask me, that's a pretty good art piece. And I was surprised at John himself, but he told me he used AI. So AI sometimes is great, sometimes it isn't. But in that case, I'll give it a thumbs up.
Amen to that. Man. Oh. Real quick, for those of you who've seen the other, my main series, which is just starting, I do have a quick announcement. I've been talking about doing panels. Those are now officially going to start in August. And when we have those, I'm gonna have Sam back for one of those, for one or more of those when the time comes. Hopefully, if we can get our timing down.
Fair enough. I'll be honest with that. I'm starting a part-time job at Goodwill, so they haven't told me yet. But if it aligns with the right time, you don't have to question me twice. I'll be there. But like I said, it all depends.
That'll be good. I know once I get that started, I just have to upgrade my my StreamYard membership. That's gonna take another month or so to be able to budget that in. But once I do, I'm gonna have panels with everybody that I've done shows with that's done the FTS series. Yeah, this is you're the first, Sam, and I mentioned this earlier, so I'm kind of repeating myself. Of this part of the series, of the Flip the Script series, you're the first person I've had on here that I haven't done a show with. Everybody else has been podcast hosts. I've either been on their shows or we've been on shows together. You and I, we literally met what, week or two ago, if that.
Hey, sometimes those Facebook forums are magic. They really are.
Yes, sir. Now, Autism Rocks and Rolls, the next one you told me earlier is coming out. It'll publish the end of the month, correct?
Yeah, well, it's hard to determine. I think the next one's coming out at June 25th or something like that, maybe 26th. But if you want, tune into the podcast. If you count 16 days for the next published day, that's when the next episode comes out.
And what's the skinny on this new episode?
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
What's the new episode about? What do you talk about?
Oh, actually, I can't spoil that because one, I like to keep it a secret, just for top information. I don't like to spoil my episodes. Two, and this is the main reason why, I don't know.
Hey, at least you got a sense of humor about it, Bubba.
Yeah. What else are you gonna do about it?
True facts. But so let's see. Just running down a couple of the credits you gave yourself in that post here, Sam. Motivational speaker, and we talked about the TED Talk. And you said you were at one point were in the top 10 of People's Choice Podcast Awards. Now you said that was just out of high school, right?
Yeah, just out of high school when I first started. My mother literally informed me, and that's how I knew about it. That's
pretty cool to be that early into it and have that distinction. That's pretty awesome, dude.
Yeah, my nonprofit has grown fast. My president said he's been on several nonprofits with board-wise, and out of the ones that he's been on, mine has been the fastest growing one that he's been on.
That's good. That's pretty cool, dude. No doubt about it.
Oh, I know. I'm thinking, I guess I have somewhat luck.
Well, I mean, personality goes a long way, and you got an awesome personality, amigo.
I guess I do.
You know what? My God, I have. I mentioned this on some of the other shows. I've got 7 godkids of pretty much all ages, and you know the 2 quotes alone, that you know, if I could, you know, if they could learn that and learn those and live by them, they'd be a heck of a lot better off. As nutty as the world they're growing up in is.
Yeah, and I get it. It does take a while longer to learn that lesson. I mean, people pleasing, it took me 16 years to learn, so I get the length of how long it takes. Believe me, but right. I'll be honest with you, the sooner you learn it, the sooner you can feel the weight come off your shoulders.
True facts. True facts, man. I mean, I spent most of my childhood basically adult pleasing, you know, teachers, parents, whatever. and a good portion of my young adult life trying to please other people and kind of putting myself on the back burner. And boy, has it come back to bite me in the butt.
Oh,
I mean, seriously.
Yeah, I'm happy that I learned it sooner than later, because if I didn't, I know it would bite me in the butt too.
Yeah, you were lucky. You were lucky to learn it at a young age. That's important. No question.
Yeah, I've heard people say I'm wiser beyond my years. People believe me, and you ain't the first one that said it.
How old are you, Sam?
How old am I? That's a good question. I always get confused. It's either 22 or 23. Oh, got it. 23.
23. Yeah, you learned it young. Yeah, man. Well, damn. So unfortunately, that's all I had down for you. So why don't we talk about where can people find the show? Where can they find? I know the website here.
Yeah.
I showed that at the top.
The website's one way to check it out. You can also find me on your favorite media platform. Not a hard guy to find. Just Google me your search engine optimization, and something will pop up. Just do me a favor though, don't search my name. And the reason being is because I've done the research myself. You get a basketball player. Don't research that, because you'll get some far off different. That's me. Google search Autism Rocks and Rolls. Or in your case, the website that JC has pulled up.
Yeah. And here we go.
Exactly. Fight that right there, and I'll be the first thing that pops up in your engine.
Yeah, I took a look at the homepage. It's pretty badass, man.
Thanks. We got to change it up a little bit just because we're running out of room to put stuff, but yeah, I would say so far we're doing all right with it.
Yeah. No, this is it looks good. I looked at the YouTube. That looks awesome. You know, I haven't had a chance to do too much more looking into things, but you can bet I'm going to. And like I said, when we start doing panels here in about a month or so, I'll let you know. Have you on for those too, because we're not just gonna do discussions. There's going to be a few like a Q&A deal, and I'm probably going to do a couple game nights eventually. So cool.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, if I can attend, I'd love to, but part-time jobs, man. You just don't know the schedule.
I know. Hey, I used to work part-time. I used to work full-time. So trust me, I've been in both situations. I know how chaotic it can be.
Yeah, trust me.
That's the one blessing in my life right now is I can't. It's kind of a mixed blessing, I guess you could say, because of some of my challenges. I can't work a normal job. So this is my schedule's pretty open outside of my work with the local Presbyterian church and my work on myself, of course.
Right.
But I'm glad we finally got this done, because we've been talking about it for like a week or so, and things happen when they're supposed to. There's no question about that.
Yes, they do.
But we're gonna wrap this up. Sam will be back, like I said, when we get the panels going. And now real quick, Sam, your pod, does it have a Facebook or an Instagram?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got an Instagram page, Facebook page, and then the YouTube.
Okay, so they just need to look up the show's title on Facebook or Instagram, right?
Yeah, and if you scroll down on the website, it says at the bottom socials.
All right, and that's the website right there on the bottom of your screen, folks. Sam, thanks for coming on, and I will be in touch with you to start with the panels probably in August, September.
Works for me. All right, buddy.
Man. All right. So, folks, we will see you next time.